host, Timothy Hughes. Empowering Moments is brought to you by Empower Media, LLC, where we empower you, parents, and the entire community with transformative information to move mind and spirit to a higher state of well-being. So welcome to the Empower Room, and let's get started.
All right. Well, welcome to the Empower Room. I'm your host, Rev T, and glad to be with you today on this Sunday as we prepare for the end of another month in April. And just want to thank everyone for being a part of the Empowering Moments. We are now have been providing this platform for about a year now, and just real excited about what has taken place, and hope that you have been empowered through the variety of guests that we've had over the year through this pandemic. It has really been a blessing to be able to provide this format through Empower Media. For those of you that may not know, Empower Media is a I'm the host, Reverend Timothy Hughes, and we want to encourage you to please like our page, send an emoji, leave a comment, share, and follow us on. You'll be able to follow us on Facebook as well as YouTube. And the purpose of Empower is to promote Empower Media LLC by sharing cultural, civic, and inspirational moments with special guests from all over the world. We've been blessed to have guests from Germany, from Ghana, West Africa, and from other parts of the United States as well. And just so grateful to have the format that we've had and the guests that we've had that really provided us with some rich information over the year. And we'll have a special promotion at the end of the show that I want to share. So look forward to sharing that with you as we celebrate our 1 year anniversary on today. And Empower Media LLC is a social empowerment entity, and we empower community through social and digital media, book publishing programs, and speaking engagements. We have over 25 years of experience, and you are more than welcome to go to our website, which is MPWR, that's our way of saying empower, media, LLC1.com. That's Empower Media, LLC1.com, MPWR Media LLC1.com. Please check out our website, our store page, our services that we provide, and we look forward to responding to you. I want to thank those that have been sending comments, and we definitely respond to your comments. And thank you so much for engaging with us through this medium that we are introducing and have been doing for this past year. So the topic for this week, we have a very, very special guest that I'd like to present to you today, and we're going to be talking about women's empowerment. And we have a special guest, a very dear person to me, Sister Cheryl, owner of Finishing Touches Incorporated from St. Louis, Missouri. And I'm going to bring her on at this time and look forward to sharing her with our audience in the Empower Room. Hello, Sister Cheryl. How are you doing?
I'm good, Tim. Reverend T, how you?
All right. Okay, and the bio is easy for me to share for Sister Cheryl. Sister Cheryl is a phenomenal woman. She has been empowering young ladies for a number of years, and we have been blessed to collaborate on a variety of different entities ourselves through programs that we've had in St. Louis through Youth Development Services and Touchdown Enterprise. She was instrumental in helping us with a pilot program in the St. Louis Public Schools, in doing their in-school suspension program, in starting the in-school suspension program that's now in every school in St. Louis Public Schools now, and also youth programming. She has been doing etiquette programs for young ladies herself, from in the church house to the schoolhouse to various organizations, summer programs, just phenomenal impact on a lot of young ladies in the St. Louis area and beyond. So I'm just so grateful to have her on with us. And also, we were cohorts in a radio format that we had called the Keto Life Radio Show on WGNU in St. Louis as well. And she was just an outstanding host and support for that initiative that we did by radio. And we had a lot of fun with it there in St. Louis. So I'm so glad that you were able to come on with us today, Sister Cheryl, and share with us your knowledge and your wisdom, and where we can just have a little chit chat and discussions as we often do on the phone. So now we'll be able to share with the folks in the Empower Room. So thank you so much. All right, all right. So how is everyone doing? I mean, with the pandemic, how's your family and everyone doing with all that's been going on? And you and I have been touching base over the year, and I was just saying, man, I haven't seen you in I don't know how long, but it's so good to see you through this media that we have. So how's everyone doing?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Everybody's doing great.
awesome.
I like to say that I am fully vaccinated. So I
Me
got all my
too.
shots, and
Awesome.
I'm glad I went ahead and did that.
Me
And
too.
my dad, he got his first shot yesterday.
Okay.
So, and he'll be getting his second one, in a couple of weeks. And so,
Awesome. Awesome.
yeah, so my part of my family is vaccinated. The other half will be vaccinated soon. So, we're just trying to get through this pandemic.
I
We're
know
just
that's
trying to,
right. Yeah.
trying to get through it. And I have been one to experience, friends, coworkers who passed, who caught COVID, and some passed, some, had survived. But this has been a trip.
I agree. Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
it
this
really has
has been
been. It really has been. I know what you mean, Sister Cheryl, and again, lost family members too, and have had family members survive the COVID as well, and and then issues with the job back and forth with me here and there, and it's been something else. And that this I think is good for us to make sure we check in on ourselves to make sure that we're okay. Although we
absolutely
haven't been affected, directly, but the indirect effect is no joke. To this
absolutely
pandemic for real. That's for sure. That's for sure.
right.
So tell us more about what you do in your entrepreneurial endeavors. Tell us more about what you do.
Well, actually, I like to call myself a social entrepreneur
Okay.
because
All right.
I deal more with humanity.
Yes.
I like to call myself a warrior, or I work to for the rights of women and girls. So that puts me more in it, social. So
Right.
of course you do, you do a little bit of everything. When we out here,
Right.
you do a little bit of everything. But basically I provide programming. I do forums, conferences, all kinds of things, and the bulk of that is dealing with women and girls' rights. It's just keeping women and girls, and particularly Black women and girls, keeping them informed.
Right, right, right. And I've seen you in action, and you do a phenomenal job. So keep doing what you're doing. How many? And I thought about this. How many young ladies would you say you may have engaged or impacted over the span of time that you've been doing this? Because is there a way you can put a number to it?
I don't even think of it like that. Yeah,
Is that right? Okay.
thousands maybe.
Right, right,
Depending
right,
on the platform. Depending on
right,
the
right,
platform that you're doing. But I Tim, that's kind of hard for me.
right,
I like to say thousands.
right.
If
I would think so. I would think
because
so.
one of the things is that people talk. Your name, if you impact somebody, they will talk
Mm.
about you.
Right,
Oh,
right,
you got
right,
you got to take the class with Sister Cheryl, or because
right.
sometimes being in the schools and stuff, sometimes the kids know you and you don't know who they are.
True,
I have
true. That's true.
ran into a lot of that. So,
Right, right,
I've been in the trenches. I stay in the
right,
trenches. I don't.
right.
I think you learn more when you're in the trenches. I'm
I
not
agree.
one to. I don't really necessarily care about. I think if you just hit target the area where you are,
Hmm.
if like St. Louis, if you just
Yes.
do St. Louis,
Right.
then uh I think I think that that does a lot in helping you can reach girls and women and do your area. A lot of people
Right.
want to spread out and do things all over the world. That's
True.
cool. You
Right.
can do
Right.
that. But
Hmm.
I if it happened, cool. If it didn't, okay. I
Okay.
think you can make a impact just where you are. If everybody did that, then
True.
we could,
True.
it'd be a better place.
Right. I agree. I agree. I agree. Right. So, how important is this month to you? I know that you have also dealt in regard to and have concern and research and been dealing with some workshops in regard to the sexual assault awareness. And I know this is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So, can you speak to that at all in regard to your involvement with that at all?
Oh yeah, I created a whole campaign, a whole call to action called "No More Tears."
Hmm.
Stop the violence against girls and women, and
Hmm.
in particularly girls, because I do a lot of work in middle and high schools, and being able to, I, I'm the kind of sister that I have been blessed where I can go into the schools, and I can stay, because I considered working for St. Louis Public Schools. And
Okay.
that's the main district that I do a lot of my work in, because when you work in a district like that, it's big enough where you don't necessarily have to go anywhere else.
True. True.
You know that
Right.
working with that school district, it
Right.
has a Flint school, in some cases a private school. It just has a lot of different flavors. And so being um you get a chance to see what goes on in the school settings, and
Right.
some of the things that I have witnessed with the relationships that girls and the guys have with each other are terrifying
I
and
hear you.
horrifying.
I hear you.
And I have seen some things that is one thing. One of the things that I really it was a shakeup for one of our high schools. We lost a young sister to
Hmm.
violence at the hands
Right.
of an ex-boyfriend, and she
Right.
was murdered.
Right.
And that caused so much trauma and shock, and it not only hit the students, but it also hit the staff.
Right.
And it was just horrible, and it kind of made the news
I remember
nationwide.
that. I remember that. Yeah.
It was so traumatizing because that didn't have to happen. Um,
Hmm.
so anyway, so when she was murdered, that's where No More Tears came. That's
That's
how it got birthed. And because girls were, it was just a lot of stuff going on. Girls had questions. I was, they would report certain things that would happen to them in the hallways. Um, the guys uh, disrespected them in different ways, and they didn't like it, and they would call out and reach out for help,
right.
and I was that voice for them. They would come,
Right.
they come to my office, and
Right.
because we had an open door policy, and some of the stories and things that I heard, not only among them, their friends in the schools, but some things happen even at home.
Right.
Just being out in the streets, in various situations. So that's how I started No More Tears. And so I had started doing a lot of different forms. I would bring in experts from the field, people, women that had gone through some of those things, just all kinds of stuff that I would set up for girls, and I'm still doing it. I
Yes.
think it's really important, and more so today, more now than ever, because we have gone through madness for the last 4 or 5 years,
Yes, for sure. Oh my
and oh
goodness.
my God, it and he just unleashed everything, and that just gave the guys, hey, you can do whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of cases, they did. So,
Sad. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. And this is Sister Cheryl from St. Louis, Missouri, and then she's has her company Finishing Touches Inc. And she's about women's empowerment, young ladies empowerment, and has been doing that work for a long time. This is her call, if you will, and she's an expert at it, in my opinion. All right, so definitely, it's a young lady that you want to definitely connect with in the St. Louis area for sure. If you have any concerns with your young ladies in school, church, community organization, or whatever, definitely get in contact with Sister Cheryl. All right, so Sister Cheryl, what are your thoughts in relation to the condition of the black woman today? There might be kind of a loaded statement, and as we are celebrating, have celebrated Vice President Kamala Harris. Now in St. Louis, you all just have installed your first female black mayor in St. Louis City. Hallelujah, Tashara Jones. So, what is your feeling in regard to where you see black women today?
well, it's a lot going on since we've been going through the pandemic. The
Mm-hmm.
pandemic opened the eyes to a lot of people. It blew everything out of the water, and black women in particularly had issues with childcare, health care, education.
Right.
A lot of black women were considered essential workers. And so they
Right.
had, we got a lot of sisters who were on the front lines, and the front lines were grocery stores, um, they were schools, they were just all kinds of situations that they were in. And I know my father was in the hospital a couple of weeks ago, and I was looking at the essential workers who were the janitors, or the
Mm-hmm.
custodians, and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
them were black women, front line.
Right.
They were. I can
Right.
imagine them. How they had to do with COVID.
Right.
Responsible cleaning and making sure everything was was up to par. And I know I would talk to some of the sisters in the grocery stores, because just because we were on lockdown and we didn't have to come out, but they did if they wanted to eat and feed their families.
Right.
So, the conditions, and in fact, Reverend T, a lot of the they need another stimulus check, if you ask me. They
I
need
hear you. You're right.
you know, uh, a lot of them, even though some of them were still working and all of that, but I'm glad that the this administration is trying to do something about the poor,
No,
or
agree.
low income folk, and I'm so glad about the I think they put the CARE Act together. If you have, how many kids you have, going to start getting stimulus money for that.
True. That's
That's
right. That's
needed.
right. It
That
is.
save that will save some women. So
It really would.
the conditions. I don't know. We and yet through all of that, we still have sisters who are achieving, who are doing great things. I mean, we got some sisters out here who are kicking it. And
True.
so, we have that end, and then we have one end, and then everything in between.
Right.
So I don't know. I am so hopeful because I'm looking at black women and some of the things that's opening up. Every time I turn around, you got a sister who has accomplished this. I was just reading just today about a sister who owns a black bank. She's the first sister that owns a
Mm-mm.
black bank, her own bank. I love that kind of stuff. Like, I'm
Right.
always
Exactly.
dig-
Exactly.
looking
Right.
at history, see what's happening now with us, because I have to pass on that information to girls,
Yes.
so that they have something to look forward to. Because just because you might be in a situation now that you're looking at it like, I'm not going to ever get out of this situation. Yes, you will. You
Amen.
can. Yes, you
Yes.
can. So
That's true.
but we've got all kinds of stuff going on. I know one of the things that is upsetting for us as black women, that we're looking at the why are black women dying at childbirth. That's a big
Right.
issue right
Yeah, that
now.
is a big issue for real.
And I don't know, Tim, we have so many things that have happened to us in our race that
Hmm.
we just kind of you can understand some, not necessarily conspiracies, but you can imagine that's why we think like we think because
Hmm.
we've gone through and we've got history to prove
Right.
what has happened. But
True.
I am very hopeful about the condition of black women today, even through everything. Um, every time I see a sister that needs help, that's down, she might be having a problem with rent, her mortgage, or something. But I look
Hmm.
around and I see another sister that has, crossed the threshold of black excellence. So,
All right.
you
Right.
always, I guess, balance it out. So I'm very
That's true.
hopeful.
That's cool.
About
That's cool.
that.
That's cool. And I'm definitely sensing that, especially with the administration change or the presidential administration change and all that. And pray that it will really take hold and really have a major move that we need to have as people, as humanity here in America and in the world. I really, really feel that. So that's good to hear. It's very encouraging. That's for sure. So can
Yes.
you pick three women who you have had that have had a major impact on in your life or on your life?
Well, I don't necessarily break it down like that. I
Okay.
know every sister that had a great mom. That's the first thing that we
Right,
say.
right,
You
right.
knew my mom,
Right, yes
and
indeed, yes indeed.
I
I knew she was gonna be number one.
so she definitely is number one. She had a
I
great
understand.
impact and the support. You're
Right.
blessed to have the support of a great mom. Um,
Yes.
there was a teacher, Tim, when I was in I guess it would be middle school,
Okay.
grade school,
Okay.
and I came up during the time of I'm Black and I'm Proud. I came up during
Right.
the time when James Brown was singing that, and oh my God, the late '60s. Uh,
Okay.
so we had a teacher at our school. She was never my teacher. She was one of my brother's teachers, but
Okay.
she was so African looking. She was
Okay.
so cool. She was
All
part
right.
of that era. She was part of that time. She was a
Hmm.
young teacher, and you can imagine. her being in college during that time, and a whole lot of campus unrest, and they marched and all of that. And
Right.
she
Right.
wore her hair in a very close crop haircut, and she had on dashiki. She wore dashikis and the cute African dresses and all that. And I would just be like, oh man, like her when I grow up. Oh,
Okay.
and living through that as a kid, and
Mm-hmm.
then you saw a teacher who was living that and looking like that.
Right.
I thought I fell in love with her, and my mom
Mm-hmm.
told her, "My daughter loves you because I love her style. I love her
Right.
style."
Right. Right. Right.
When I when I left eighth grade, when I got out of eighth grade, she gave me a little graduation or a promotion gift, and it was
Mm-hmm.
some big, I love big earrings and stuff, and she gave me
Okay.
some earrings that were African style, and I love
Okay.
those earrings. I just loved her. She really
Right.
impacted me
Awesome.
for being a dark skinned sister who was very
Okay.
confident in herself.
Awesome.
So
Right. Right.
she had a she really did. She had a big impact on me. And
Mm-hmm.
then I would just say that the black women as a whole, as I was just stating, how
Mm-hmm.
all the accomplishment, in spite of everything that we go
Right.
through, racism and sexism, being a black woman, I could just pull stuff from everybody,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
some of their struggles or accomplishments, or all of that. I just think black women rock.
Understand that. And I heard and I shared this, I believe, with you before, and it just really, it just, when I try to say it as often as I can, that women, you have birth civilization,
Hmm.
you know,
Hmm.
and if we could, as humanity, give that some respect, more respect that women birth civilizations. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? That's powerful. I mean, that is
Absolutely.
powerful, and I think that's so important that we should make sure that we share that with our young people, and empowering our young people, and with our young men to have more respect when they don't, and that type of thing. Not saying that all young men don't, but those that don't, they need to be aware of that and to understand that and to meditate and think about that reality. For sure. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah, I
Yes,
wholeheartedly.
indeed.
You and I both are a lover of history, and
Exactly.
we have always studied ancient
Yes.
history, particularly
Yes.
ancient Africa. So,
Yes.
you know, I can't. It's so many women when you say who impact everybody.
Right.
Uh,
Right. Right.
Eve, Eve,
Right.
because she was
Right.
black.
Right. 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 Hey, the mother
Oh,
of civilization, right there. Come on now.
what we talking about?
So.
What we talking about?
Right.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's
Every,
for
as,
sure.
as they say, everybody,
Yeah.
everybody, everybody. You know,
Exactly.
we got queens. We have,
Right.
come on, y'all. We
Yeah.
study
Yeah.
your history.
That's so
Study
important.
yourself.
So
Study
important.
yourself. Yeah,
So important.
absolutely.
And you have to do it on your own because I mean, especially depending on the type of school system or community you're growing up in, and we're more diverse and then more integrated and so on and so forth. You really have to teach yourself. I was just having a conversation with my wife this morning, and how for me I had to decolonize myself, if you will. From the colonization that this country tends to try to shape you with. So it's so important that we need to do that and to somehow come up with outlets similar to what we're doing with the Empower Room, with our publications, our ability to go out and speak and engage with young people and adults and do cultural diversity discussions, all that type of thing. All those things are important, to be able to share truth, with
Right.
everybody. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
So, any words of advice or wisdom and encouragement, empowerment that you would like to share with folks watching in the Empower Room with us?
I think, yes, I think that we need to get involved in
Okay,
this
I agree.
system so that
Hmm.
uh, we can make it work for us. We
All
need to
right.
vote. We need to learn the issues so that we can think for ourselves and vote accordingly. We always telling people to vote, but they need to know what the issues are first, and
True.
then they'll know why they're voting. Uh, like, for example, right now, if we did not vote this administration in, you know, um, we
Ooh.
almost we almost didn't get the Senate. But
Right.
look what you're getting now, though, because we voted. People paid
True.
attention, and we
That's right.
voted, and we have a chance to do some things. One of the things that I'm looking at, DC might become a state.
Right. And that's something that's
DC might become a
powerful. That's
state.
right. That's
You
right.
know,
That's right. Yeah.
I don't want to get political because you and I we start having a
Oh yeah,
whole
we can
different
go there.
kind of we'll have a whole different kind of conversation.
Conversation. That's true. That's true. We have to
But
have another show on that. That's for sure.
absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. But
Yes.
that's one of the
Yes,
things
indeed.
that I see myself doing. That's my next venture. Really, is to get more young women interested into becoming public servants.
Awesome.
And I use Tashara and Kim Gardner
Yes.
and Kamala and Cori Bush
Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
another sister who played a huge part in the Mike Brown Ferguson issue here in St. Louis is Brittany Packnett Cunningham.
Yes.
She's from St.
Yes. Yes.
Louis.
Right.
Uh,
She's from St. Louis, right?
so um, I want more young sisters, more warrior sisters to get involved and look at that as being a public servant, and look at that as a career. Um, so that was I was getting ready to really uh, cut. I mean, really just blow it up,
Mm-hmm.
but the pandemic came
Pandemic hit.
and
Right, right. I
hijacked
remember that. I remember
everything.
you sharing that with me. That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's changed a lot.
Oh
It really
man,
has. Put some things on hold. Yeah, put some things
I
on
was
hold.
yes, yes.
Right,
So
right,
now that
right.
it looks
Yes,
like
indeed.
that, we get ready to, hopefully, if everybody acts right, if
Right, right,
everybody,
right.
do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Wouldn't that be something?
yes,
That would
yes. So
that would be
that's my next
so
thing.
nice if people would do that. Yes, indeed.
So
Yes,
that's my
indeed. Well,
next
we
thing.
that's good. That's good. That's good. I fully support you with that, and pray that this will blow over soon, and we can all get out there and be able to be face to face and all that good stuff. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
So in relation to, I know this week has been a phenomenal week in regard to the uh, the justice for George Floyd that took place this week. That was really an uplift for me personally, for sure, for the Chauvin trial and he being convicted on all three charges. Definitely, I think that's what should have happened. So I'm grateful that happened. And then unfortunately, there was a young lady, Micaiah Bryant, that was killed that very same day of the of the verdict. being said. So, have you had any time to look into that or research that, or have you any thoughts on that at all? Yet I've been checking, social media and hearing different responses, and I have my own opinions about it too. Both of us have worked in the schools, and
That's
I'm
right.
like, I know the school that I worked at in St. Louis, of course, Berkeley High School, that situation would have been handled a little differently, and the administrators and all that don't even have weapons, and that wouldn't have went down like that. So I don't know. That's just me.
Tim, I feel the same way.
Okay.
I felt the same way. Um,
Mm,
a lot of us that worked or has worked in a school setting, I have seen teachers break up bigger fights than that
exactly.
and didn't have anything, didn't
Right.
have didn't have a gun, didn't have anything.
No.
I know
No.
resource safety officers who broke up
Yes.
fights, and
Yes.
they don't carry a weapon. They don't carry guns. Their
No.
supervisors carry a taser and a gun, or it's
Hmm.
not necessarily a taser. It is what's the other thing that they do? Oh God, I
Mm.
can't think of the name of it. But
Okay.
it breaks them up. That spray that they use,
Oh, I know what you're talking about
it
the
just pop in
spray. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, I can't think of it, but I know what you're talking about. Right.
there.
Right. Right. Right.
I can't think of the name of it for nothing. But
Right. Right.
I see them use that to
Right.
break up a crowd.
Right.
But
Right.
a gun.
Hmm.
Now I can see both sides of the coin, but
Yeah.
it's not enough cops, or I'm sorry,
Right.
police officers don't
Hmm.
de-escalate these situations. They make
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
worse.
Yes.
And I mean, I have been in situations, and as I said before, the resource officers, they they can de-escalate a problem. I've seen schools. I have been in situations where schools were a all school fight. All
Hmm.
school fight. Everybody in the school was fighting.
Right. Right. Right.
Everybody.
Right.
Everybody. And where the
Okay.
doors closed, like an intruder was in. I'm telling you,
Hmm.
I've seen it all. And uh not a cop was called.
Right. Then that's
Not a
right. That's
cop
right.
was
That's that.
called.
I hear you. I hear you. I
They
hear
did
you.
not call the
Yeah.
police
Yeah.
because they didn't
Yeah.
want the media to get a hold of it and blow it
Right.
all
And blow it
out.
up. Right. And blow it up portion. Right. Right.
Uh-huh.
And and I really feel that it's a fear. It's a black fear. Black fear of the man and black fear of the woman too. Because this
Oh
was a
yeah.
16-year-old, so it don't matter really what age, it's just that you're black. And if there's it appears to be someone that is white, in most cases, that appears to, I think that fear, as Dr. King said in one of his speeches, he calls it abnormal fear. That abnormal fear kicks in, and then they act irrationally. That's what I think is really what's happening, and not just in that case, but in a lot of these other cases that have taken place. I mean, that
Hmm.
you know, you know,
Hmm.
George Floyd was a big black man. That's what they were trying to go
Yeah.
off of on the defense.
Hmm.
And all that. I'm like, okay, no, that dog don't hunt no more. You can't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I pray that you know that I don't know what's going to happen with that situation and with the
I
police
don't either.
officer and all that. I really don't. I'm sorry that happened the way it did, and the young man that they funeralized. Also from Minnesota this past week. I could empathize in regard to what he may have felt, in regard to why he reacted the way he reacted. He's a 20-year old. I'm sure all these different situations going through his head, George Floyd and all these other shootings, and he's fearful. And if you've ever had any engagement with police, those PTSD type feelings can come into effect, and you can make a wrong move. you know. And
Absolutely.
but
Yeah.
that didn't he didn't deserve to die for that though. I mean, I'm
Hmm.
sorry, he shouldn't have been killed. So anyway, so we're going off with I want to go off
I
on
know.
another show. That's another show. All right, but thank you. Thank you, Sister Cheryl. You know, we love to dialogue and all that and have some great conversations. And I'm so glad we were able to do this conversation in the Power Room today. And I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on with me today. And I pray that, you know, this pandemic will definitely pass and we'll be getting more engaged and doing some more programs stuff like that there in St. Louis and all that good stuff.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Thank
indeed. Yes,
you.
indeed.
And thank you for
Um,
having me, Tim.
you're welcome. You're welcome. And people can contact Sister Cheryl at sistercheryl@gmail.com. That is her email address. Please get in contact with Sister Cheryl at sistersherill@gmail.com. And that's how you can get in contact with Sister Cheryl if you're definitely interested in the St. Louis area of engaging your young people, young ladies, in her programs centered around empowering young ladies. She is who you want to get. All right. And I guarantee you will not be disappointed. All right. So thank you, Sister Cheryl, again. God blessings to you. We definitely have your father in prayer, and God blessings to your family and everything. And thank you so much for being my friend. First off, thank you for being my friend.
Absolutely.
All right. All right. So God bless, Sister Cheryl. We'll talk later. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Take care.
You too.
All right. All right, so I want to thank Sister Cheryl for being on with us today in the Empower Room from St. Louis, Missouri, Finishing Touches Incorporated there in St. Louis. She has been very instrumental in working with young ladies for many years there in the St. Louis area. Worked with over thousands of young ladies in a variety of different formats that she has created and developed and collaborated with there in the St. Louis area. So please check her out at sistercheryl@gmail.com. And I wanted to share this is our year celebration of Empower Media LLC in the Empower Room doing this format. So I want to give a little incentive. So if anyone goes to our website, empowermediallc1.com, you put in your contact information, you will get the copy of our second edition of the Examiner Quarterly that just came out, and it is filled with empowering information. So I want to encourage you to go to Empower Media LLC 1.com, and if you put in your information, your contact information, your address. The first person that puts that in, we can't do it for everybody, but the first person that puts that in will get a copy of our second edition of the Examiner Quarterly. The cover story is that of dealing with Kenyan nonviolence. And we have some interview that we have with Dr. Bernard Lafayette, who was very instrumental in the civil rights movement with Dr. Martin Luther King, Charles Alford Sr. and Charles Alford Jr. And we also had a wonderful interview with Tybree Fall, who is a young man that was a mentee of John Lewis. As you can see, I have my John Lewis shirt on. And we had a wonderful interview with him in here. And the magazine covers social justice, politics, and culture. So we have a variety of contributors that contributed to our second edition. So the first person that does submit their information, you will get a free copy of the Examiner Quarterly. And the second person will get a my first publication of In the Blink of an Eye, a true story of an out of this world experience by yours truly, Reverend Timothy Hughes. All right, so we wanted to celebrate with you and thank you so much for being with us in the Empower Room and being part of the Empower movement, if you will. We have some exciting news that we will be taking on this next month in regard to our Empower Generation that we have coming up, and look excited about that. So want to encourage you to learn more about what we're doing with that, as well as we get ready to share more information about that coming up in next month. All right. So God bless you all. Thank you all so much for being with us. Again, check out our website, Empower Media, LLC1.com, if you would like to be the recipient of receiving our second edition of our Examiner Quarterly. That would go to the first person that provides their contact information on our website. And then the second person will get a copy of In the Blink of an Eye, which tells the story of my experience on a February 14, 2014, that has been a very inspiring read from what we have been getting remarks for so far and responses for. And we want to thank everyone who's purchased the book, and we pray that it will continue to continue to get out to more and more people, because it's been such a blessing and to folks that maybe have experienced the loss of a loved one, or going through some health concerns, or just need an uplift. It's a very inspiring book. All right, so thank you all so much for being with us again. You can check us out again at Empower Media, LLC1.com. We do have a Twitter handle, LLC Empower, and Instagram. And our phone number is also 1-888-970-9557. And just want to thank everyone who's have reached out to us, share comments on our website, and we definitely will respond, and hopefully we can work together and have an impact on this world, in this world, while we're here. All right. So God bless you all. Have a wonderful rest of the week, and don't forget to do something.